As 2024 drew to a close, mainland France was treated to a rare and welcome stretch of tranquil, chilly weather. After months of unpredictable conditions, the country finally experienced a pause, a moment to breathe and take in the quiet beauty of winter. A powerful high-pressure system, drifting in from the Azores, swept away the pre-Christmas storms and replaced them with calm, stable conditions. The skies cleared, and the relentless winds that had battered the region faded, leaving behind a sense of stillness that felt almost unfamiliar after such a turbulent year. Residents across the country experienced a gentle back and forth between crisp, invigorating winter sunshine and the persistent presence of low clouds, or fog. Some mornings began with a silvery mist that clung to the fields and villages, only to be chased away by golden sunlight as the day wore on. The week became a study in contrasts. While some regions basked in mild, gentle sun, others remained locked in a gray, wintry gloom. The difference could be felt even between neighboring towns, with one enjoying a bright afternoon and the next shrouded in mist. Winds were light, the air was remarkably still, and the overall mood was peaceful, a welcome pause after a year marked by weather extremes. The usual rush of winter storms was replaced by a sense of calm that settled over cities and countryside alike. In the north and center of France, fog and low clouds lingered stubbornly, sometimes lasting well into the afternoon. Meanwhile, the south and the mountain regions enjoyed clearer skies and brighter, sunnier days, drawing people outdoors to soak up the rare winter light. From frosty dawns in the east where the ground sparkled with ice, to sunlit afternoons along the Mediterranean coast, the weather became a constant topic of conversation. Neighbors compared notes on the fog, the sunshine, and the unusual quiet that seemed to settle everywhere. This calm spell offered a brief, undramatic respite for families to enjoy the holidays without disruption. Children played outside, bundled up against the chill, while adults gathered for walks and quiet moments, grateful for the break from the usual winter chaos. It was a simple, stable end to one of France's warmest and wettest years on record. A gentle reminder of the beauty that can be found in stillness and a hopeful sign as the country looked ahead to a new year. Despite the calm, two weather milestones stood out. Paris recorded its wettest year since 1873, with over 900 millimeters of rain, an exclamation point on a year of relentless downpours. Meanwhile, the Alps, Pyrenees, and Jura massifs were blanketed in deep snow, with places like Charquemont seeing up to 50 centimeters. The contrast, Paris's soggy record versus the mountains' winter wonderland, each shaping life and mood in their own way. These extremes highlighted France's diverse climate. Oshiu Arderd Aubry Mikorde and Dan Wanipander Ondan Arjan Pad Anden Barjadurji Den Skurzer Durs RG Malderzerzi is another's treasure. The last week of December brought a dramatic weather divide, splitting France almost perfectly in two. While the calendar said winter, the experience of the season depended entirely on where you were in the country. In the south, especially along the Mediterranean coast and in the foothills, it felt more like early spring than the depths of winter. Towns like Nice basked in sunshine, with temperatures soaring up to 17 degrees, unusually warm for this time of year. Locals and visitors alike took advantage of the mild afternoons, filling outdoor cafes and strolling along the promenades in light jackets, soaking up the golden light. Meanwhile, the north and much of the center faced a completely different reality. Here, a stubborn blanket of gray hung overhead with thick fog and persistent mist clinging to the landscape. Temperatures barely crept above freezing, and the sun was a rare visitor, hidden behind layers of cloud. In the east, mornings began with sharp frosts that coated fields and forests in a sparkling white layer, transforming the landscape into a winter wonderland at sunrise. The northwest, on the other hand, stayed a bit milder, but was often damp, with low clouds and drizzle, making the countryside feel soggy and streets perpetually wet. The result was a striking patchwork of weather across France. In the south, people enjoyed sun-soaked strolls and outdoor activities, while in the north, bundled-up pedestrians braved the chilly, foggy air, their breath visible in the cold. Even just a few hundred kilometers apart, the contrast was remarkable. One region basked in warmth and light, while another shivered under a heavy gray sky. It was as if two different seasons were unfolding side by side. This pronounced regional split is a classic feature of French winters, but this year, the difference was especially stark and noticeable, leaving many to marvel at the country's diverse climate. All of this was the result of a single high-pressure system, which settled over France and produced dramatically different outcomes. Clear, sunny skies in the south, and persistent gloom in the north, showcasing just how varied winter can be across the country. Each day unfolded with a familiar rhythm, crisp, frosty mornings painting the east and south in shimmering white. The countryside would glisten under the first light, with fields and rooftops sparkling as the sun slowly rose above the horizon. These early hours brought a sense of calm and quiet, as if the world was holding its breath before the day began. Elsewhere, however, stubborn fog and thick cloud clung to the landscape, especially in the north and west. Towns awoke under a blanket of mist, with visibility low and the air heavy with moisture, making the mornings feel even colder and more mysterious. By Thursday and Friday, the sun managed to break through in some central regions, offering a brief but welcome respite from the gloom. Villages and fields basked in golden light, and for a few hours, it almost felt like winter was loosening its grip. Yet cities like Lyon and much of the north remained locked in a cold, overcast gloom. The sky stayed heavy and gray, casting a somber mood over daily life and making it hard to remember the last time the sun had truly shone. In stark contrast, the Mediterranean coast enjoyed a taste of mild winter, with highs reaching up to 16-degree Celsius. Sunlight danced on the waves and people strolled along the beaches, savoring the warmth that felt worlds away from the chill inland. Meanwhile, Dijon shivered at just 4 degrees Celsius, with residents bundled up tightly against the biting cold. The city's streets were lined with frost, and every breath hung in the air, a visible reminder of winter's hold. As the weekend arrived, little changed for the north and west. Overcast skies continued to dominate, keeping temperatures low and spirits subdued. Paris and other cities saw barely a hint of blue sky, as the gray seemed endless. Only the southeast and the high mountains, like the Alps, managed to hold on to much sunshine, their peaks glowing against the clear sky, offering a rare escape from the dreariness below. Morning frosts persisted in the east and center, turning fields and meadows into icy wonderlands. The crunch of frozen grass underfoot became a daily soundtrack for early risers. Afternoons, too, stayed cold nearly everywhere, with people hurrying through town squares, hands deep in pockets, eager to return to the warmth of home. By Sunday, a thick blanket of gray cloud covered most of France, stretching from city to countryside, making the days feel shorter and the evenings arrive all too soon. Only the Alps, Pyrenees, and the Mediterranean coast managed to hold on to their sunshine, standing out as bright spots in an otherwise muted landscape. Light rain or drizzle crept in from Vendée to Champagne, adding a damp edge to the already chilly air. Vineyards and rural roads glistened with moisture, and the sound of raindrops became a steady companion. The dampness seeped into every corner, making the cold feel even more penetrating, and turning cobblestone streets slick and shiny. For most, it was a classic late December weekend. Gray, cold, and best spent indoors, with empty parks and quiet streets reflecting the season's hush. The monotony of the weather became a gentle backdrop to holiday gatherings, encouraging families to stay close. Noordzee termneker denster boers. Share parmita danen. No beer tensern meme sternsen den, noit kan, and stone puristan, and find comfort in each other as winter settled in across France. The weekend's theme was settled but chilly weather, with France divided by cloud cover. Northern and western regions endured dense, unyielding low clouds, making the air feel colder than the thermometer suggested. A corridor from Lorraine to the southeast enjoyed winter sunshine, but clear nights brought sharp frosts. Dijon barely reached 4 degrees Celsius, Paris and Brussels hovered at 4 degrees Celsius, and even Bordeaux stayed cool at 8 degrees Celsius. The presence or absence of clouds dictated temperatures more than latitude. By Sunday, overcast skies spread to 3/4 of the country, with only the high mountains and Mediterranean coast seeing reliable sun. A weak disturbance brought light rain from the Atlantic to Champagne, adding to the gloom. For most, it was a quiet, gray, and chilly end to the year. As December ended, subtle changes signaled a shift in the weather. Monday stayed mostly gray, with sunshine clinging to the southern mountains and Mediterranean coast. New Year's Eve brought a sharper split, the north faced clouds, rain, and rising winds as a front approached, while the south enjoyed a bright, sunny farewell to 2024. The Atlantic front marked the end of the calm, high-pressure period, ushering in a milder, more unsettled pattern. As midnight struck, the transition continued. Sunshine lingered in the south and east, but clouds and milder air spread elsewhere. The frosty, foggy chapter of late December was closing, making way for a more dynamic start to 2025. France was poised for a gentle thaw and a new weather story. While much of France was cloaked in gray, the mountains dazzled. Heavy pre-Christmas snow left the Alps, Pyrenees, and Vosges blanketed in white, and high pressure brought clear, sunny skies to the peaks. A photo from the Col de la Schlucht captured a sunrise over a sea of clouds. Snowy peaks glowing in golden light, a classic winter inversion. These conditions drew skiers and nature lovers to resorts like Chamonix, where deep snow and blue skies made for perfect holidays. Above the fog, the air was crisp and the landscape sparkled, a world away from the damp cities below. The mountain's beauty was more than scenery, it was the foundation of the winter tourism economy. This week, the contrast between the snowy peaks and the gray lowlands was especially striking. France's calm week stood in stark contrast to global extremes. While the mainland enjoyed peaceful weather, Mayotte, a French territory, was devastated by Cyclone Chido, the worst storm in 90 years, with winds over 200 km/h and a mounting humanitarian crisis. Elsewhere, Europe braced for future heat waves, with record temperatures and wildfires looming in the summer of 2025. The quiet cold of December was a fleeting pause in a year, and a world marked by volatility. The same atmospheric forces that brought France gentle fog could, elsewhere, fuel deadly cyclones or searing heat. A high-pressure system here meant calm, a deep low elsewhere meant disaster. A quiet week is never guaranteed. It's a rare gift in a turbulent climate. This week's weather story is more than a record, it's a reminder of why understanding weather matters. The forecast shapes our daily lives, from what we wear to how we travel. Regional differences, sun in Nice, fog in Dijon, show why local forecasts are essential for safety and comfort. Meteorology reveals the complex forces shaping our world, moving us from passive observers to informed participants. In an era of climate change, weather literacy is crucial for recognizing threats and building resilience. The weather connects us all, whether we're marveling at snow or bracing for storms. The forecast isn't just small talk, it's a vital bulletin on the state of our world.